The roar of twin engines cuts across the skies as a distinctive silhouette emerges, 2 seats side by side in a wide cockpit, wings carrying a payload heavy enough to flatten enemy strongholds. This is the Su-34 Fullback, Russia's heavyweight fighter bomber. An aircraft built not just to fight, but to pulverize NATO tactics. For Moscow, it represents far more than another strike jet. It is a flying fortress, a symbol of modernized Russian air power designed to outlast, outgun, and outmaneuver NATO's sprawling arsenal. But to understand why the Su-34 holds such an important place in Russian strategy today, we need to examine its battlefield role in Ukraine and explore the broader message it sends to NATO and beyond. So, don't go anywhere. At the end of August 2025, new imagery gave the world a glimpse into just how seriously Russia guards its most prized strike aircraft. A Russian unofficial outlet released satellite photos from August 27th, showing that construction of reinforced concrete shelters continues at Morozovsk Air Base in Rostov Oblast. To date, 18 hardened hangars for Su-34's and Su-24MR reconnaissance jets have already been completed. In the picture, only one Su-34 sat exposed on the tarmac, while more shelters were visibly under construction. Evidence of Russia's urgent drive to protect its fleet from Ukrainian drone and missile strikes. In the other day, another source captured combat footage from the front. It showed the crew of a Su-34 multifunctional supersonic fighter bomber of the Russian Aerospace Forces unleashing ordnance on a group of Ukrainian armed forces personnel and their equipment in the responsibility zone of the southern group of forces. The strike underscored what Moscow intended with the Fullback, to not only protect it behind hardened shelters, but to keep it in constant action as one of Russia's most important frontline assets. But this aircraft's role did not materialize overnight. Its story began during the turbulent twilight of the Soviet Union. By the late 1980s, the Soviet Air Force faced a serious problem. Its frontline strike aircraft, the Su-24 Fencer and the MiG-27 Flogger, were aging relics, increasingly vulnerable against NATO's integrated air defense systems. A replacement was urgent, something that could fly deep into contested airspace, hit precision targets, and survive. Why did Russia double down on the Su-34? The answer lies in NATO's air dominance. By the 2000s, the US and its allies were fielding stealth aircraft, long-range precision weapons, and integrated air defense systems that could shoot down older Soviet jets with ease. Moscow needed something to level the playing field. The Su-34 was designed to do exactly that. With its extended range, the aircraft can strike far behind enemy lines, disrupting logistics hubs, command centers, and airfields. The very backbone of NATO's warfighting structure. It can fly day or night in any weather, and most importantly, survive inside heavily defended zones thanks to its electronic warfare systems. Unlike stealth fighters such as the F-35, the Su-34 is not invisible. Instead, it is resilient. It relies on brute force, heavy payload, and electronic countermeasures to push through enemy defenses. In many ways, it reflects Russia's doctrine of resilience over invisibility. A single Su-34 sortie can deliver the destructive power of a missile barrage while still returning to base to fight another day. The construction of hardened aircraft shelters, like those at Morozovsk, shows Russia's determination to protect these jets at all costs. For Moscow, the Su-34 is not just another aircraft, it is an essential pillar of its air strategy. The Ukraine war became the proving ground for the Fullback. Since 2022, Su-34s have flown hundreds of missions, striking Ukrainian troop concentrations, supply depots, and fortified positions. One notable example came in August 2025, when Su-34’s conducted precision strikes on Ukrainian UAV control points within the operational area of the 144th Independent Mechanized Brigade in Sumy province. This wasn't just about dropping bombs, it was about crippling Ukraine's drone operations, which had been hammering Russian positions along the front. But the Su-34's true signature weapon in Ukraine has been its use of glide bombs. Outfitted with the UMPK kit, standard Fab 500 and Fab 1500 bombs are transformed into guided munitions capable of striking with deadly accuracy from standoff ranges. These bombs allow the Su-34 to release its payload dozens of kilometers from the target, keeping the aircraft out of the kill zone of Ukrainian air defenses, while still delivering devastating impact. Ukrainian defensive lines, fortified bunkers, and ammunition depots have been shredded by repeated Su-34 glide bomb raids, leaving craters large enough to erase entire strongpoints. For frontline troops, the sound of a Su-34 overhead is often the precursor to destruction. Russian sources have circulated footage of massive blasts, where a single Fab 1500 glide bomb wiped out entrenched positions in seconds. In the Zaporizhzhia and Donetsk People's Republic sectors, Ukrainian forces have repeatedly cited these weapons as one of the hardest threats to counter, forcing them to abandon fortifications or retreat under fire. Yet the battlefield has also exposed the Fullback's vulnerabilities. Ukraine's increasing use of long-range drones and precision strikes has turned Russian air bases into prime targets. Morozovsk, home to Su-34 squadrons, was hit multiple times, with several jets destroyed or damaged on the ground. For Russia, each loss was a blow, not just in hardware, but in strategic capability. The response was swift. Fighter bombers were dispersed across multiple airfields, production was ramped up, and Moscow doubled efforts to harden its bases. The message was clear: the Su-34 remains too important to lose. Despite battlefield attrition, it continues to fly, adapt, and strike, embodying Russia's determination to sustain air dominance. So, what does the future hold for the Fullback? For Russia, the Su-34 remains indispensable. It embodies the idea that wars of the future will not be won by stealth alone but by aircraft capable of enduring punishment, delivering overwhelming firepower, and operating in contested skies. That's what we have for today. See you on another video.